Hi students, today I'm going to brief you about the blueprint of class 12 English paper, which is of 80 marks. To begin with, we've got two parts in this question paper, part A and part B. Part A comprises of objective questions worth 40 marks. Part B comprises of subjective questions of 40 marks. To begin with part A. In part A, the first and second questions are based on reading comprehension passage, worth 20 marks. The first question is multiple choice question based on one unseen passage, and the passage may be factual, descriptive or literary. And it is to assess your comprehension, interpretation and inference, also your vocabulary. In this particular question, you need to do 10 out of 11 questions, 1 mark each. Second question is also a reading comprehension, but it is a case-based factual passage with verbal or visual inputs like statistical data, charts, newspaper reports, etc. It is also a multiple choice question. And here also you need to do 10 out of 11 questions, 1 mark each. So each question is of 10 marks. So this two reading comprehension passages are worth 20 marks. So before attempting these reading comprehension passage, you need to keep certain things in your mind. Read the passage carefully and try to grasp its main theme. Read in clusters, focus on chunks and blocks of text instead of individual word. Read all the questions in sequence and conceptualize the answers. Read the passage again, focusing on the content of the answers to each question. Now answer the questions in the order in which they have been asked. If you find it difficult to answer any of the questions, leave it for the moment and go on to the next without wasting time. Come back to the unanswered question later. If another reading of the relevant part of the passage is necessary to answer any question, you should do so. Question 3 and question 4 of part A are based on again objective type question. So here question 3 is multiple choice question based on 2 prose extract, one each from the book Flamingo and Vistas, in order to assess your comprehension and appreciation. Here you will be getting 3 prose extracts, and out of 3 you need to attempt any 2, and it is of 8 marks. So each extract is of 4 marks. Next question, that is question 4, is again multiple choice question based on poetry extract from the book Flamingo in order to assess your comprehension, analysis and inference. And again, you'll be getting 2 extracts, 2 poetry extracts, and you need to attempt any one. So the previous question, that is question 3, is based on 2 prose extracts, and question 4 is based on poetry extracts. So since these questions are based on choosing the correct option, so please don't spend more than 20 minutes on this particular question, on these question number 3 and question number 4. So time management is very important while attempting objective type of question. Don't take too long in order to attempt these questions. Now coming on to question 5 of part A, which are text-based MCQs. Basically, these are standing alone multiple choice questions from the books Flamingo and Vistas in order to test your comprehension, analysis, inference and interpretation. So a detailed study of the text is required in this. So you need to read the text, all the chapters, all the lessons very carefully. Then only you will be able to apply your knowledge and understanding in order to choose the correct options. So 8 out of 10 MCQs you need to do over here. Again, choice will be given over here, and it is of 8 marks. Again, you need to choose the correct option. So do not spend more than 15 minutes on this particular question. Now coming on to part B of this question paper. Part B basically consists of subjective questions worth 40 marks, and it is further divided into writing section of 16 marks and literature section of 24 marks, hence making it altogether a 40 mark section. So in writing section, we've got 4 questions, that is question 6, 7, 8 and 9. Questions 6 and 7 are based on short writing task, and question 8 and 9 are based on long composition. Now to begin with question number 6, which is a short writing task. So here you'll be getting 2 questions and you need to do any one question which will be based on notice or advertisement, and the word limit is up to 50 words. And this particular question is of 3 marks, wherein 1 mark you'll be getting for format, 1 for content and 1 for expression. Students, while drafting the notice, do remember these points, that the purpose of the notice should be informed. It should have a heading, it should be brief and precise, it should give all the required information in simple and formal language, and the name of the issuing authority or institution and the writer's name and designation should also be mentioned. It should be written in third person, and don't forget to write the date. Do not exceed the word limit, that is, it is up to 50 words, and please place it in a box. The most common errors which we notice while correcting this is answer scripts is that children generally do not draft the notice in a box, and word notice is not written in capital letters inside the box. So write it in bold letters, that is the word notice, and heading is generally inappropriate to the content. So keep in mind while writing the heading, and the proper format of date line is missing, and the content points are incomplete. So just remember to write all of them, that is, what is the event, when is the event, where is the event, how, that is, follow up the detail, and who's participating or organizing, who's the chief guest, etc. So just write all these information, and most importantly, don't exceed the word limit of 50 words. Similarly, children commit common mistakes while drafting classified advertisements. That is, drafting the advertisements without a box. So remember to write the advertisement in a box. Moreover, not giving a heading inside a box. So please remember that heading is in the center, top, inside the box. Children generally not write classified outside the box. So remember to write classified outside the box. And moreover, it is seen that children do not write the first word in bold and capital letters. So please remember while drafting a classified advertisement, that is, the first word has to be in bold and in capital letters. Example, wanted sales executives. So the word wanted should be in bold and capital letters. Next is children generally use sentences in place of phrases. So please use only phrases, not sentences, while drafting a classified advertisement, and avoid using articles or prepositions. Just use phrases, and clarity of content and language is must. And moreover, write the proper contact number and address, and please adhere to the word limit, which is just up to 50 words. Question 7 is also a short writing task which is based on formal or informal invitation and reply. It is also of 50 words, wherein you need to do just 1 out of 2 questions given. The choice will be given. So you may attempt either the formal or informal invitation or the reply. And it is also of 3 marks, wherein you get 1 mark for format, 1 for content, and 1 for expression. So there are certain important points which you need to remember while drafting this formal invitation. First, I'll tell you the common errors which generally we come across. That is not framed within a box. Generally, children forget to frame this formal invitation in a box, especially when it is a card format. So just remember to make a box when you are drafting a card type of formal invitation. Next is the heading, formal invitation. It is generally children forget to write it. So write the heading, that is formal invitation, outside the box. And then normally children write it in a paragraph. So instead write it in points. All right, so each point is given in different line with different font and character of letters. For example, the name of the host issuing the invitation, the standard expression, that is request the pleasure of the company of, the purpose and occasion of the invitation, the time and date of the event, the venue of the event, name of the guest, in case a VIP is to be invited at any official function, his or her name appears prominently. So all these points have to be written in different lines with different fonts. And moreover, children forget to write it in third person. So remember that it needs, if it is a formal invitation, it needs to be written in a third person. And generally children do not give details, like incomplete details, like RSVP and program highlights. So please give all those details. And incomplete designation of this chief guest, and then special instructions like card admits 2 only or kindly be seated by are not given. So remember all these details. And no punctuation is required at the end of the line. There is no signature of the writer at the end of the invitation. It needs to be written in simple present tense, and no abbreviations are to be used. In official invitations, time by which the guests are to be seated may be given. So please do remember all these details while drafting a formal invitation. Now coming on to question number 8, it's on letters based on verbal or visual input, and it needs to be answered in 120 to 150 words. The letter types include application for a job or a letter to editor, giving suggestions or opinions on issues of public interest. So you need to attempt only 1 letter out of 2, and it is of 5 marks, wherein you get 1 mark for format, content 2 marks, and expression 2 marks. So before attempting any one letter, that is, for example, if you are doing application for a job, so you need to remember certain important points, which are applications for a job are written in a very formal, precise, and to the point fashion. So biodata is enclosed to help the applicant focus on his or her qualifications and skills. Moreover, biodata or resume is written in a standardized format and must include the name, date of birth, address, and contact details, educational and professional qualifications, work experience, hobbies, present or expected salary, and references and signature. So while stressing on one's qualities, just remember it is essential to avoid any kind of bragging. Now coming on to letter to editor, remember to draw the attention of the concerned authorities or journal public towards the problem or issue, not the editor, as he can only voice your views and ideas. And moreover, conclusion must be positive, straightforward, with pleasant note and use of polite language. Do not ask the editor to solve the problem. Request the concerned authorities to take the action, not to the editor. He is just there to voice your views or ideas. Like question number 8, question number 9 is also a long composition, and it is based on article or report writing. It is basically descriptive and analytical in nature, and it is based on verbal inputs. It needs to be answered in 120 to 150 words. And again, 2 questions will be given, so you need to answer 1 out of 2 given questions. And the weightage is 5 marks. Again, 1 for format, 2 for content, and 2 for expressions. So while attempting article writing, just remember that don't exceed the word limit, that is 120 to 150 words. Don't attempt to write about every single piece of information. Just select relevant information, and always write the article in the appropriate format and style. In case you are writing a report, then remember to keep the report coherent and logical. Avoid irrelevant information and repetition. Don't exceed the word limit. And report in third person and indirect speech. Past tense and passive voice to be used. Simple, clear but formal language to be used. And most importantly, pay attention to grammatical accuracy, spellings and vocabulary. Question number 10 is based on short answer type of questions. 5 out of 6 questions to be done, which will be 2 marks each. So this question is of 10 marks. It is based on prose and poetry from the book Flamingo. The word limit is 30 to 40 words. And just remember to use words according to the marks allotted to a particular question. Do not just write to increase the length of your answer. Instead, compose your answers by infusing the right keywords. Try to use concise words to increase the quality of your answer. And use very common and simple words to explain your answer. And just write in a way that is easily readable, and space out your words properly. Avoid cutting and overwriting. Question 11 is also a short answer type of question, but it is purely based on the prose from Vistas. Your previous question, question number 10, was purely based on the prose and poetry from the book Flamingo. This question, that is question 11, here a short answer type of questions will be coming from the book Vistas. You need to attempt 2 questions out of the 3 questions given, and the word limit will be again 30 to 40 words. And these questions should elicit the inferential responses through critical thinking. And just remember the key points which I have already told you while writing these short answer type of questions. Now question 12 and 13 are long answer type of question. Question 12 is based on prose and poetry from the book Flamingo, and question 13 is based on the prose from the book Vistas. So both the questions are to be written in 120 to 150 words, and they are basically to test your global comprehension and extrapolation beyond the text, which means to test your understanding of what you have read or understood about specific information in the text, and how you eventually use your observations to connect to a given situation. So just keep the word limit in mind, that is 120 to 150 words, and write accordingly. The internal choice will be there, so you need to attempt just 1 question out of 2, which is of 5 marks. Same is the case in question number 13 also. It will be from the book Vistas, and the same word limit is there, the same weightage is there. And just keep in mind the things which are asked in the question and how you are supposed to give responses using the incidents and events and themes as reference points, and it should be according to the text. Don't write vague or superfluous content in your answers, and just do not write to increase the length of your answers. Just compose your answers by infusing right keywords, the right phrases which are required in order to fetch good marks. Students, please remember, during 15 minutes reading time, that is the time which is given to you before starting your paper, just utilize it properly. Read all questions based on multiple choice questions, that is MCQs, and find out their answers. You can use a pencil to mark the answers and to underline the keywords or sentences from the unseen passages. Also select the option to be answered in questions having internal choice. For example, short writing task or letters, article or report writing, long questions from the literature. So whichever question which is having internal choice, so you can choose those questions which you wish to do during these 15 minutes. And moreover, attempting the full paper on time with at least 15 to 20 minutes revision time in hand is necessary to score 100% marks in English. And this paper is worth 80 marks, and so it should be completed in about 180 minutes. Keeping in hand 20 minutes for revision time. So this leaves you with only 160 minutes to complete this paper. So just remember that do not spend more than 10 minutes on a question worth just 3 marks. Do not exceed the time you have allocated for each question. So just plan your timetable, that is how much time you are going to give to each question. So this is going to help you, and you will be able to manage your time accordingly when you are sitting in the examination hall. Students, presentation of answers is as important as their content. To make your answer script presentable, you need to keep certain things in your mind. That is, leave lines between your answers and underline the key words and phrases, whether you are writing short answers or long answers, and write the headings in capital letters. For that, use dark and bold pen, and attempt all parts of a question together at a single place. Take care with sentences and punctuation. In general, try to write short sentences, and just remember, during 15-20 minutes of revision, first of all, make sure that you have attempted all the questions and written the question number for each answer. In case any question is left, attempt it first. Don't leave it even if you don't know the proper answer. Remember that writing something is always better than leaving it at all. And then you can read your answers one by one by underlining the keywords and phrases using a pencil. Well, students, I hope the tips or the suggestions which I have given you are really helpful to you while attempting your exam, and may you score sky-touching marks. So good luck in your examination. I hope that you obtain the results you deserve. Just remember, success will not lower its standard to accommodate you. You have to raise your standard to achieve it. Thank you.